All right, hello everyone. Here we are back for a Golf Clash Golden Shot tutorial here for the Hard Hole City Park. And what we're going to do here, I'm going to go over kind of some strategies to getting this hole. And I did go ahead and already play the free shot, but this is the account that I kind of felt like putting this guide on, because I really don't need many balls or clubs on some other accounts. So this is the one that I was kind of thinking about putting it onto. So let's talk a little bit about this hole. There's quite a few different strategies for going about doing this. What I'll typically do is maybe try to play this side hill over here. So you can see with where I'm aiming, kind of right on the front half of this green, I usually play about 1.7 per ring on the golden long iron. So we're looking at in the neighborhood of maybe just a hair over 3 rings. And here you can see a wind that's right to left. So I'm probably not going to curl this, but certain times you will see me curl it towards the left. But here it shouldn't quite need it. So let's see if I can get this to roll in. That's a pretty good start. This is actually a very hard hole. So, if you do want to skip it, there's no shame in that. But I at least wanted to give you hopefully a decent walkthrough. Let's see what we can get. So there's some Spitfires. Can use the cards for sure. So let's see if I can't get that. I'm at least going to take a couple more. I might just walk over to the other one. So I'm going to show you a couple different shots. Now, what I'll typically do with this wind, it's a little bit easier, so I'll do it kind of like this, because it's easier to get this side slope over here when you come in from this angle. So you can see with where I'm trying to set up to aim here, and right about a 4 ring is what I'll typically do. And I might just try to curl it just a little bit. As I mentioned, you can miss 2 right here, and it'll just basically feed off the hill. So that's what you can see that I'm trying to do, is basically just send it off the hill, and that actually got it. So I might actually clear this rather fast. Didn't quite expect to, get off to the start that I did, because, I'm making this look very easy, and I can assure you that it's not. This is, of course, I get 17 Jungleists. I really needed those. 16 would have sufficed. I would have been, okay with a couple less of those. So let's take a look. I'm going to see if I can just clear this out real quick for you guys. Here you're going to see me jump back over here. And this time, I'm going to probably use maybe just a little bit of curl, but you can see, well, no, I probably won't need it here either. So I'm going to basically aim here very similarly to what you saw last time, and very, very little curl, if any at all. So I'm not even going to use it, because it is, very strong wind pointing towards the left. You can see with where I'm trying to land, and just basically use the side hill here. And here you can see that it just sneaks into that crimson ring. You can see that I'm basically avoiding the fairway. Now, there is a reason for that. It's kind of a very, very challenging shot. But it's not once you have the guide, it's very good. But when you don't have the guide, what I try to do for the most part is land on the green. Now, the only exception to that is a straight tailwind. So I would go over to that side fairway, and here you can see that I'm not hitting play because I wanted to talk for a little bit. But I'll try to play it over here if I get a straight tailwind, which you can see that I'm not getting. So since I'm not getting it, I'm just going to take advantage of landing on the green. You're going to get much more consistent rollout. So you can see when I land on this part of the green, especially with the way that the wind's pointed, that I can kind of easily walk through this and use 1.7 per ring. In this case, since it's a small wind, I might just use just a little bit of curl. Perfect ball is not mandatory in this one. It is helpful. But here you can see that I'm still doing relatively good, even with a great ball. So that is kind of the good thing about this hole. You can see I was able to clear out these chests. Hopefully you guys can get similar good wins. And as you can see, I missed my perfect ball. As I was mentioning, it's not going to be absolutely mandatory for this. So that is one of the good things about this golden shot. But here you can see I cleared those all out. with relative ease. And let's just jump over here and we'll talk about the medium hole real quick in some bonus coverage. But as I mentioned, you know, if it's not going well for you, I wouldn't just necessarily think that I'm just going to be able to, oh, Zach cleared these, I'm going to clear them. This is a very, very challenging hole. This one's much easier, especially at 3 to 5 miles per hour wind. We're talking the golden iron again. So anywhere between 2 and 3 rings is going to be my typical adjustment. And when I have limited guides, what you're going to see that I do pretty much universally is I'm going to always crank up the backspin. And I did it on this one and I did it on the other one. And what it does is it just helps you to basically guess how much you're going to get rollout wise. And you can see with where I'm putting it, I can't remember if this is exactly where it needs to be, but it looks pretty good from my view. And as I mentioned, you know, somewhere between 2 and 3 rings for all your adjustments should be pretty spot up. So I'm going to about 2.5 on this one. Perfect ball is going to be much more mandatory on this. You're not going to get any help if you don't have the line. But here you can see it is coming in just a little bit too hot. I'm going to see if I can't just get that last yellow ring with this last attempt. But that one you could see, and use your second or third hop there as kind of a gauge, so you can kind of see where you're putting it in relation to the big ring. Also keep in mind wind effect. So actually in this situation, the ball's going to check up much more than it just did in that guide. So you know, maybe I put it here on a tailwind, but when I put it into a headwind, it is going to stop much more. And you can also see that I'm offsetting just slightly. So you can kind of see what I'm doing with my setup. And as I mentioned, you know, maybe 2.5 rings here. About 1.7 per ring, plus ball guide offset. You got to think that wind effect is definitely going to be a thing on all these shots. And hopefully, you know, you're able to get the, and you can see I just off to the side. So a little bit disappointing. That would have been a nice pickup there. And it's all going to be about anticipating ball guide, effect, offset, and just being able to, you know, hopefully getting it just perfect for you to, and you can see that I had the speed down, but I didn't offset enough towards the left-hand side. But good luck with your golden shots, guys. I think the hard hole is going to be a challenge, but as you can see, you know, you can still kind of use the hill towards the right to kind of help you and hopefully pick up that ace. So good luck with your rounds. Let me know how it goes, and catch you guys on the next one.